everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to teach you the second lesson in history, grade 9. So before going to the lesson, if you haven't watched any of any history sessions, please go to the playlist of my channel and watch all the history lessons available under the grade 9. So today we are going to talk about the second lesson under grade 9 syllabus, that's the British power in Sri Lanka. So in this lesson we are going to talk about how the British power was established in Sri Lanka. So as the introduction, the British, before British come, there were two Western nations who came to Sri Lanka. They are Portuguese and the Dutch. The motherland of the English is England or Britain. And what do you think about the motherland of the Dutch? It is Holland or Netherlands. The motherland of the Portuguese is Portugal. The British rule took place in our country in 1796 by capturing all of the coastal areas in our country. In 1815, the English captured all Kandyan Kingdom and our entire country became a British colony. So, British has ruled our country for 133 years and in 1948, our country got independent. So, we will learn more on this chapter by focusing more on the ruling power of British. So the first is how do the British capture the coastal areas of English? So we know that the Portuguese came to India in 1498 and came to Sri Lanka in 1505. After the Portuguese, the Dutch came to our country in 1658 and the English came to our country. The first English person who came to our country is John Pipers. We learned that in the first chapter. So, the English had developed an interest in Sri Lanka for three reasons. The importance of the location of Sri Lanka, the importance of the Trincomalee harbour, the importance of the Sri Lanka having trade activities. Those are the three reasons why the Sri Lanka was interested by the English. What are the three reasons? Importance of the location of Sri Lanka, importance of the Trincomalee harbour, and the importance of the trade activities continued in Sri Lanka. Now let's talk about the importance of the location of Sri Lanka. There were three main reasons why the country's location was important to the English. The English had established their power in both of the eastern and western coastal areas of India in 18th century and later they found Sri Lanka. So, Sri Lanka is located as a separate island from India. It is separated. So, that's why the English like Sri Lanka. Second one is Sri Lanka has an important security to India. It means Sri Lanka is located around the Indian Ocean and the English can keep their naval power around the Indian Ocean. It means around Sri Lanka so that they can protect the India by staying away. Third one is Sri Lanka is located in the center along the eastern and western trade routes. Then let's talk about the second importance of the Sri Lanka. So the second importance of the English was the Trincomalee harbour. Trincomalee harbour was one of a reason to get an interest of Sri Lanka. Trincomalee harbour is important under three ways because it is a natural harbour. And also Trincomalee harbour is a natural harbour which can be protected from dangerous cyclones. Third one is the Trincomalee harbour was very important in the naval battles for the English. At that time the English were fighting with the French also. So at that time they can keep the naval battles around the Indian Ocean to fight with the French. That's the three. reasons why the Trincomalee Harbour is important. So you can see the Trincomalee Harbour is situated in this western part. The importance in trade activities. Sri Lanka's trade activities is important under 3 reasons. Cinnamon, pepper, clove, cardamom and all of those spices can be obtained from our Sri Lanka in a very high quality. Third one is the English can take spice other than spices. Elephants, pearls, gems are very important for their trading activities. As elephant, pearl and gem are very unique to Sri Lanka, they were able to take them and trade. Third one is the English had an opportunity to build a good market in Sri Lanka, and they were able to build a good market by doing trading with other countries. Then let's talk about the relationship between the English and the Kandyan Kingdom before 1796. So when the British were arrived to Asia, the coastal areas of Sri Lanka were under the Dutch rule, and to that there had been erupted a lot of controversy, a lot of fights between the Dutch and the Kandyan Kingdom. We learned all of them in the first chapter. And to drive away the Dutch from this country, the Kandyan rulers took support from the English. So as a help, there were several diplomatic relationships between the Kandyan Kingdom. So there were 3 people who met the Kandyan kings to ask different reasons. John Pybus visited King Keitsi Rajsingha in 1762. John Pybus is the first English person to come to our Sri Lanka, and he met King Keitsi Rajsingha in 1762. Second one is Hugboy visiting King Rajadiraj Singha in 1782. In 1782, Hugboy visited King Rajadiraj Singha. Robert Andrews is the third person who visited to our country and meet King Rajadiraj Singha in 1795. You can remember the dates here. It is 17 and 17. Here we can, the last number is 2. So 1762, 1782 and 1795. After 8, it is 9. So 95. 1762, Hugboy visited King Keitsi Rajsingha. In 1782, Hugboy visited King Rajadiraj Singha. 1795, Robert Andrews visited King Rajadiraj Singha. Both Hugboy and Robert Andrews visit King Rajadiraj Singha. Okay. So at the initial period after the English emissaries had arrived to country, there had some friendly relationship between English and the Dutch. So that it is easy for the English to fight against the Dutch. So the objective of the king is could not be achieved during the first 2 visits. It means the king could not do anything for the Dutch by visiting of the Hugboy and John Pybus and Hugboy. There were no any objective for the king. However, with the Robert Andrews met King Rajadiraj Singha in 1795, the English has fight with the Dutch and took all the Dutch forts, captured them, and the English had captured the Dutch forts easily, and they had been captured the coastal areas of Sri Lanka. Okay, after Robert Andrews come, they were able to finish the Dutch rule from the country. Then let's talk about the establishment of the power of the English East India Company in the coastal areas of this country. How the power was established on the English East India Trade Company in the coastal areas of Sri Lanka. We know Holland is the motherland of the Dutch, and before English come, the Dutch were captured. As there was a French Revolution, France has invaded Holland, the motherland of the Dutch, and took power in Holland. Prince William V, who was the king of the Holland fled to Britain for the protection, and there the French rule was established in Holland, and English was afraid that the coastal areas of the Sri Lanka will be under the Dutch rule. By capturing which were under the Dutch rule will also be under the French. So the William V signed a letter in the Kew Palace in England by the English. This letter we called as a Kew letter. Kew letter means why we call as a Kew letter. The letter was signed in the Kew Palace in England. So this letter was granted to the handed over to the Dutch governor Van Engelbeck, who was the governor of Sri Lanka at that time. The governor Van Engelbeck refused to give it. So the English thought of taking military actions, which means the war actions, and the English launched a big attack on Frederick Fort in Trincomalee, which was under the Dutch rule, and captured it on 26 August 1795. On 26 August 1795, Frederick Fort in Trincomalee which was under the Dutch rule, were captured by the English. Later, all the forts of Jaffna, Manor, Kalpiti and Colombo were also captured successfully. On February 1796, all the coastal areas of the Sri Lanka came under the Dutch, which came under the English East India Company. So this is a story how they were able to capture our coastal areas of our country. So there are following different kind of significant stages of the British rule in coastal areas from 1796 to 1850. The three stages are ruling under the East India Company from 1796 to 1798. 1796 to 1798, the English East India Company was ruled under them. Dual control from 1782 to 1802. Rule under British Crown, it means rule under the British government, was started from 1802 onwards. So these military we'll talk about these three stages very briefly. So all these military expenses which was expended for the English East India Company was incurred by capturing all the coastal areas of the country. So for the English company ruled this country with the objective of covering their military expenses and boosting their income. So the taxes were, there were some taxes were collected by different officers. There was officers who collected taxes from the coastal areas, and the taxes were done by a group of people called Avamildas. These people were brought from Madras, and there was a riot against the English. There was a riot. Okay, in 1797 there was a riot erupted in the coastal areas of Sri Lanka. The three reasons for this riot were, just like a struggle. The three reasons for this riot were imposing of several new taxes by the English East India Company. They imposed several taxes also. Second one is the people do not like of Avamildas who were collecting taxes. The English people has removed the local officers from collecting taxes and brought Avamildas to collect taxes. They were opposite for it. Third one is having to pay the taxes in traditional method. That means without paying the taxes in traditional method, they have to pay it in the modern method. But with the currency. The currency was not popular among the people also. This was known as the Rajkari system. Then, the English has curbed this riot by the great difficulties, and they appointed a commission which was headed by Colonel Muran to find the reason for this. This commission was known as the Muran Commission. Colonel Muran, who was from Britain, came to our country to have the reasons for this riot. This commission was known as the Muran Commission. The Muran Commission put different kind of proposals to this. They are they have told that instead of the administration, other things will be handed over to different people, but the administration will be taken by the British. Okay, then the second stage we call the dual control. The dual control from 1798 to 1802. Dual control means double control. Two people was controlling it. Dual control refers of a system of administration which has been adapted to rule the coastal areas to handle the trade activities and also to handle the political affairs. Okay, what are the two things they want to handle to trade activities and the political affairs? Under the system, the trade company was allowed to continue engaging in trade activities and to collect this revenue. At that time, the governor of Sri Lanka was Frederick North. He was appointed as a person to handle the administration and military affairs in 1798. So during the period from 1790 to 1802, the dual control was formed by two group of officers. They are the officers of the governors and officers of the trade company. Who are the two officers? Officers of the governor and officers of the trade company. The governor did not receive the cooperation from the officers of the trade company, so this structure of administration was not successful. It was fail. The third stage is the coastal areas becoming a colony of the crown. How do the crown, means how the British government ruled the country? As the dual control was failed, the British government was needed to handle the affairs of this country. Without handling the affairs of the country was not successful. So the authority which was granted to the trade company was failed, and in 1802 the administration of the coastal areas were taken by the British government. By granting the post of the trade company in 1802, a full administration of the coastal areas were taken by the British government. The king was headed by the British government and the crown represented the king. So this was known as the colony of the crown. That's why this was known as the colony of the crown. So that's the end of the first video. I hope the lesson is clear, and I will talk the rest of the part in the next video. So thank you for joining with me. Have a nice day.